In this video, I'm at the magnificent Kelpies in Falkirk in my new Rover 75 that I bought yesterday, which I've had to leave running because I'm having issues with the keys. I have to start it with pliers. It's right fast, so I thought I'd just leave it running. But we are over 300 miles from home, so in this video I'm going to document how we go. Hopefully it'll be all right. It's got me this far, so far. Let's go and have a quick feel of the brakes. So, yeah, oh, there's a bit of warmth there, but I'm hoping the brakes aren't binding too badly. I know the caliper boots are not fitted. That one's fine. That's a really ugly wheel, but it's fine. No binding going on there. There we go. All the good times. It's always worth doing if you're buying a new car and you've got to drive it a long way. Just have a check of the wheels after you've driven it a short distance, just to see how it goes. But it's very comfortable. I am loving the ambience. So I think I'm liking this car more than I thought. I think maybe my last 75 wasn't a good one. I know third gear synchromesh, they're completely gone on it. But yeah, there's the famous Kelpies. Quite magnificent structure. These enormous horse heads, and very visible from the motorway, but I thought I'd come and have a closer look. But now we're going to push on. Today we're heading down to Warrington, which is near Liverpool, and we're going to see, I'm going to drive a couple of cars, which I'm not going to mention just in case they haven't appeared yet. One of them is definitely going to be up most people's street, I think. So we'll get the camera set up and we'll carry on our way. I could probably do with finding some wiper blades. The wiper blades are absolutely rubbish, and to be honest I could probably do with a better solution to the key situation. It is not good times at all, but yeah, it's running nicely. 154,000 miles. I need to adjust the clock. The clock's wrong. I haven't got a pokey thing to poke it, but yeah, we should carry on. I've improved the situation with starting. You may have seen in a previous video I have to use pliers to turn the key, and I was having to try and hold the remnants of the fob near the ignition barrel. I actually took this transponder out in the end, and I just need to make sure I don't lose that, because if I lose that I'm in all kinds of trouble. But it's more easy to hold just that, and there are various solutions long term to get a key. I think you can get a stripped out key, get the key cut, or even swap your own blade over, and then you have all of the good times. So we'll see longer term, but for now it's pliers and do not lose the little chip. So we should carry on. Right then, 231 miles to do today, so we should be down in Warrington about lunchtime-ish. But yeah, the ride of this car is it's firm by my tastes, but it's comfortable. It feels well damped. I don't know what work this car has had over the years, but it feels fresher in a lot of ways than the Vauxhall Vectra I just got rid of, which had 60,000 miles on the clock. This has got 154,000. It is a shame the trip switch is missing, because that means I can't enter the diagnostics mode, so I can't see what the engine temperature is doing. And the temperature gauge, it really does stay in the middle. When it's anywhere between 75 and 115, it's a computer controlled gauge, so it doesn't reflect reality. A very bad design, especially in a car which is rather notorious for failures of the cooling fans. It isn't a quick car, and I'm actually wondering if there's something slightly wrong. I had a moment yesterday where it was hunting a bit, lower revs. So there's a few things that go wrong. I know they're very sensitive to MAF issues, mass airflow. It could just be it needs a darn good run and maybe a fuel filter, who knows. Well, we've reached England again. The lovely weather has deserted us. It is certainly less pleasant here. The wiper blades are very irritating. These are cheap aero blades and they are terrible, so I might have to speed up my plans to replace them. Oh, I'm at T-Bay Services having a rest. There's some things I forgot to mention. This car came with a Rover 75 polo shirt, which is quite smart. It looks like it might be a bit large for me. Oh, it's only an XL, that'll do. Sadly, it's quite cold, so I won't be wearing that just now. Another observation is, was I right to take all the Jaffa cakes from my Airbnb this morning? They're very tasty, but I thought, given I've started, times of pandemic, the kindest thing to do was to eat all of them. And another observation, if I swing you around and down, this cup holder is rubbish. It looks quite smart. Look at that. That's a beautiful bit of engineering there. But you can't use it one-handed very easily, and it doesn't want to take this cup with a cardboard sleeve. So, not ideal. I wonder if there's no cup holder in there. The Vectra had one there. Can you use the glove box? No, not really, because that's not very level. Oh dear. Oh, what's that in there? Seems to have all sorts going on. We've got headlamp bulbs. Hopefully someone has replaced those. Oh, a book of documents. Oh, hello. Owner's handbook. Aha! Instructor book. Yeah, there we go. Sat nav system, it hasn't got that. Automatic transmission, it hasn't got that. This is all really useful stuff. Well, I shall have a good read of that. And yeah, I definitely need to sort something out on the key front. It's not a very nice car to drive with the fact that you're just terrified of stalling it because it's a right rigmarole to get going again. Plus, I know I'm going to lose that chip at some point and get myself in all kind of bother. There's a random cable in here for something as well. I wonder what that's for. That's like a XML cable for something or other. No idea what that is. Oh well, I'm going to finish my tea and then I'm going to look at wiper blades, because I've discovered that while a lot of places list 22-inch wiper blades for both sides on the Rover 75, that's probably why I've got a triangle of doom. Apparently 22-21 is the way to go. So 22 drivers, 21 passenger. So if it's even possible to buy wiper blades at motorway services, I might try that, because it is raining and visibility is getting awful. Right, we shall see what the petrol station has to offer. I'm going to have to refuel as well. There's another problem. I'm using more fuel than I imagined. We've got through almost half a tank since leaving Edinburgh this morning. A, I think the tank is actually fairly small, and B, it's a saddle tank. It's over both sides of this tunnel that goes down the middle of the car. Not a transmission tunnel because there's no transmission, but nonetheless the tank sits over it. And especially when you're on a motorway, if you're not sloshing the fuel about, it's possible to drain the side the pump's on. That's a wonderful bit of design. And it's things like that, the fact that the clutch slave cylinder is inside the gearbox bell housing, so you've got to take the gearbox off if you have a problem with the clutch slave, which this car has had. So hopefully it'll be all right now. It's all those little things. There's just a lot of things that should be a lot better on a car like this. The fact that if the scuttle drains don't work, the ECU gets soaked and dies. Again, rubbish. The bonnet catches have a habit of coming apart in the middle. That's not entirely helpful either. So there's a lot that isn't good. There's a lot that's good, but there's a lot that isn't good, and frankly annoys me quite a lot. I've just noticed there's something approaching a tea shelf, but you can't get tea on it. There's a little mat there. Reminds me very much of the Maestro Montego, which have a proper tea shelf, but yeah, you ain't using that for anything. But yeah, I'm going to finish my tea and we'll see if we can find some wipers. Right, bin and filled up, so that's good. I'm going to put that in my pocket so I don't lose it. I had a cunning plan. I got some gaffer tape. If I gaffer tape the chip near the steering column, I think it'll then work with just the pliers and I won't have to hold the chip and won't lose the chip. More to the point, because every time I've tried using the chip this morning, I've dropped it, and that's bad times. No wiper blades. The biggest they've got is 20-inch, bizarrely. And while that's only 1 inch smaller than the passenger, that's 2 inch shorter than the driver's side, and I'm just not prepared to put up with the incorrect wiper blades. It would drive me even more mad than having slightly rubbish ones. I mean, I can actually see where I'm going, so it's not horrendous, but unlike this plastic wrapping. Ugh, get off. Right, here we go. So if we get some gaffer tape, I should have brought some with me. I thought I bought my multi-tool as well, but no, managed not. So where's the chip? Here is the tiny chip. So if I can glue that on the edge there. Now, how's that worked? Where's my blade? Here's my blade. So I'll shove the blade in, make sure we're in gear, because I've already done that once as well. And now I should just be able to twist and start. I have glow plugs. Genius! Absolute genius. I am remarkably pleased with myself for coming up with that one. Separate key for the fuel cap, that's the one, which is a bit of a weird way of doing things, but there you go. Right, that's there. Where's my phone gone? Because phone would be quite useful from a sat-nav point of view. It isn't there. Is it on the floor? Yes. There we go. Right. The stereo has a USB out, so although it won't charge my phone quickly, it will charge my phone. Message there from Miss Hubner. And we shall continue our journey to Warrington, and maybe we can find some wiper blades in Warrington. It is quite a common idea on these transponder keys is to just glue the transponder near the steering column and then continue merrily using a cheaper key, because it's £140 to get a key cut and matched to the vehicle, and yeah, I don't fancy that. There we go, there's the rain. Right, we shall push on. So that was T-Bay. We are near Kendal and Brough up here in Cumbria. We've got to get down to, I think it's the Wirral Warrington counts as, very near that there, Liverpool. 86 miles to go, and then after I've done 2 test drives tomorrow, weather permitting, it's 3 hours back to Wales. But so far this is very much feeling like the way to travel. Well, I've arrived in sunny-ish Warrington. Bit of a change of scenery. The sky is tray moody, but I have hit a slight problem with the Rover when I got to my Airbnb. Of course, this happened when I was trying to lock it up in pouring rain. If I try and lock it, it just goes bib and doesn't lock. And I think the problem is probably because I glued the stuck the transponder to the steering column. I think if I move that away, I think it will now lock. See if I'm right in that. Yeah, there we go. So my clever solution, not so clever after all, because they've built that safety feature in. But I'm going to go and try and find a motor factor. I'm taking the hat just in case it rains, and we shall see if I can find some wiper blades, possibly a key. I might ask, but I'm not confident we'll find a solution. But wiper blades and dinner, and then it's premiere of the live reveal, so I need to get back ready for that. I've just been to a very friendly little motor factor, BBMF motor factors. Their computer says 2222, so I put 22s on it. I did ask about keys, but their recommendation was a mobile bloke, so that probably isn't going to work for me today. It's time to try plan B. I've now put the transmitter chip on the pliers, so let's see if this works. Well, we should put the car in neutral first of all. I shall turn the key. Genius! That is absolute genius. So that works. My temporary solution is getting better all the time. I'm quite tempted to see if there's some way of bodging the key. I'm making a key, but we'll see. We'll get home first of all. Let's do a wiper test. That's still quite smeary, which suggests that a certain amount of the problem is the windscreen itself. And we've still got our triangle of doom because we've got the 22-inch wipers on both sides. I don't think I've got anything for cleaning windscreens with me. Maybe I should have got some wipes or something. Paper towels are quite good, newspaper. Yeah, there's many things I could try. The wipers are at least quiet now. Let's just check there's nothing in the glove box. No, nothing in there. I've not got my bag with me. I left it at the Airbnb. That was foolish. But there we go. A solution of sorts. Right, plan B. Oh, not plan B. The next part of this little outing is to find some food. But I'll save you that. I've just replaced a battery in the fob. This would make life easier. No, that isn't working. Let's try this then. Well, it's time to ditch the Rover temporarily and do some filming, and what a treat I'm in for. This Mark II Granada is starting proceedings today. It is a 2.8 gear, and I think I'm going to like it very much. So I'm going to crack on and road test this beauty. I'm just waiting for the annoyingly noisy leaf blowers to go away. Surely the most annoying noise that has ever existed. And then I'll start filming this beauty. Then I've got a BMW 5 Series to test. And then we're going to make our way to Wrexham, where someone has offered to fix the key. So that should be good. Because, yeah, I tried fixing the fob. That didn't work. He reckons he can replace or fix the key. We'll investigate whether we can get the central locking working. And then it's back to Wales. But for now, it's back to work. Well, how's this for shared heritage? The BMW 5 Series. That's going to be a very good test drive. But while I've been waiting here for the owner to come back, a puddle has formed underneath my 75. And it appears to be dripping from the middle of the floor. I don't think that's the aircon drain. I think that's the aircon drain, but it's dripping over there, further forward. So it's an interesting question to wonder where all that water has come from. Got no sunroof, so that's one source of leaks banished. But yes, one does wonder exactly how much water is getting into the car and is in the floor pans. It's going to be interesting to get this car on a ramp and see just what it actually needs. Yeah, I have to say this car is impressing me with its manners. It isn't a car for hurrying, but I think that's because this engine, I don't think it's pulling all that cleanly. I suspect there's work to be done to try and extract the full 115 horsepower before we even think about trying to tune it up, because there are a few options to do so. But it doesn't feel like a car to hurry anyway, so I can't say there's a massive rush there. There's a lot more I need to focus on before even entertaining any thoughts about making this car quicker. We've still got the MOT. Be a good thing to have, I think. MOTs are usually quite good. I'm very interested to see what my MOT man makes of the car. Well, this is quite exciting. I am in a shed with a man called Keith, who has the fob in pieces for the Rover at the moment, and has just discovered one of the buttons is missing. I thought that the remote blipper felt funny. The button is missing on the circuit board. So
picture of said circuit board.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm shaking now.
So this probably isn't going to focus all that well. There should be a button here, like this one here, but that is entirely missing. So I'm not sure whether there's anything we can do about that, but
we have the technology.
Oh, right, okay. So it's dated 21st of July 2001. So hopefully that means it is actually the correct one for the car. Yeah, wonder where that button's gone. Is it just me, or does it look like someone might have been in there before? Or is that just what they look like?
No, that's where worn out. It's come to pieces, mashed. Somebody's put it in a new case.
Right.
The back is original.
Okay.
That piece, Valio.
Yeah.
But this is a replacement. It's got no Rover logo.
Oh yes, just the shape of the badge. Right, I'll give you that back before I drop it on the floor. Right, I shall let Keith work his magic in this wonderful shed. Right, the next bit of magic is going to happen inside the van. This magical little machine is about to start reading the remnants of my key, so we can start, well, it can start cutting a new one with a fresh blank. Cutting begins. Right, so what Keith's done here at my request is cut a Bmw key. We just want to see if this works. Yes, there we go. So that machine, it reads the key and then cuts a brand new key, so it doesn't capture the wear. It's got a library. It knows what the key should look like once it's read it and can match it to its database, and then you're in. So that's good. I've got a spare key. That's an improvement already. We're now going to cut another key, a new blade, so we can build a new one. We tried getting the fob working, we haven't had any luck so far, but its transponder chip will be in the other key, and that's the one that will start the car. So this is the freshly cut insert. So it's just an insert with a bit of plastic on the end, which then goes into the new housing I have. So yeah, it just clicks in, and then allegedly that's good enough, but the fact these fail so regularly would suggest it is not sufficient. So here we go. Sadly, the blipper, we can't get the blipper working. It might be because the central locking isn't actually working very well, but I now have a key that I can enter like that, and hopefully I now have a key that I can enter and start the engine. Oh, look at that. I appear to also be 31,000 miles over an oil change interval. Now I can start thinking about maybe reassembling the dash plastic so it looks a little less stolen. So there we go. I'm on my way once more. That was a very successful, very interesting visit to Keith. He's taught me a lot there, specifically about the amount of kit you need to do auto locksmithing on modern cars. It's frankly frightening. But I'm going to push on for home. Probably still 2.5 hours to go, I think. I didn't think a key would be so pleasing. I've managed to improve this car significantly already. I have new wiper blades. I have a working key. Already this is a much better car than it was. And I'm not even home in it yet. So yeah, I look forward to getting actually home and editing together what I think is going to be quite a long video, but hopefully an interesting one. So, tally-ho! Oh, well, we're getting closer. We just reached Welshpool. Next place is Newtown, over the Newtown bypass. And making reasonable progress. Still got a couple of hours left. Thought I'd take a quick moment just to apologise to all the residents of South Queensferry who I managed to upset by suggesting that was Edinburgh. Apparently that is not Edinburgh. It just happens to be a few miles near. So apologies to all residents of South Queensferry. Gosh, some of you aren't very happy about that. And also I said the 4th rail bridge, and it's not the 4th rail bridge, it's the 4th bridge, so near. So yeah, lots of joyous comments like that. 2 golden rules with Hubnut: never trust my mathematics and never trust my geography. I was rubbish at both of them at school. I even dropped geography. Didn't even do my GCSE in it. I somehow scraped maths, so I don't know how. So yeah, sorry people of Scotland for getting it wrong.